Hi, I'm Ross Trachtenberg with Figure It Out Baseball. I'm the recruiting coordinator at Westchester University in Pennsylvania, which is a Division II program. And I want to share some insight with you about the recruiting process. Prior to being at Westchester, I was at two different Division III schools, one being Pomona Pitzer out in California, and one other being Newman University Division III outside of Philadelphia. What I think is important as we get into this discussion about the recruiting process is having a little background on how college athletics, college baseball in particular, is really set up. I want to get rid of some misconceptions right off the bat and really focus on college baseball by the numbers. The two areas I want to focus on is really roster size and scholarship dollars. So to begin with, if we're talking about the NCAA, there's Division 1, 2, and 3. Scholarships are available at Division 1, and there's 11.7 scholarships available. Division 2, there's 9. Division 3, there's no athletic scholarships available. Now, just because Division 1 and Division 2 are permitted to have scholarships, it does not mean all programs have that full amount or have any at all. And how you can find out about that, how many scholarships a team actually has, is as you get into the recruiting process and you're communicating with the coach or recruiting coordinator, they can certainly let you know their scholarship situation. The other angle I think it's important to understand as you get into this process is roster sizes. So again, looking at Division I college athletics for baseball, the NCAA limit is 35 players can be on the active roster. There can be red shirts, or which would be players that are not allowed to participate in games but can practice. They can be in addition to that. Again, 35 is the maximum. Teams can certainly hold less if they prefer. Division II and Division III, there's not a limit. However, all coaches do have in mind how many players they want to have. So on your own, you can do a little bit of research to look at exactly how many players are on the team per season. And you can look at the full roster to start with, but then you can look at the active roster in terms of just end of season stats, or if you're looking in the season, how many players are actually playing in games. And again, just because there's an unlimited number of players, there's obviously going to be a finite number eventually. In some cases, universities do put a limit on roster sizes. At Westchester in particular, we do have a roster size limit. Generally, it's around the 30 or 32 number that's imposed on us by the university just to have balance between the genders for Title IX purposes. Again, in terms of roster size, that's something that you can certainly ask a college coach as you get into this process. However, you can certainly do a little bit of research on your own. And then when you look at position specific, again, that's something, how many pitchers are on your roster, that's a fine question to ask. However, you can just go ahead and take your time to, again, look at a roster or maybe 2 years of rosters and see approximately how many pitchers are on the roster, but also how many actually pitched and got significant innings. That's kind of that next level. And as I create various videos for you about the recruiting process, my biggest comment to you will be to do your homework. Take your time to do research on the programs that you're interested in. I want to also touch on junior colleges. These are 2-year colleges. There is Division I, Division II, and Division III for junior colleges. There is also a junior college division in California as well. There are scholarships available at Division I, Division II. There's no roster limits in total by junior college standards. However, again, each team may have their own. NAIA is another option for college baseball. Scholarships are available there. Again, roster sizes are going to vary based on the preference of the coach and the university as well. So I think just having a sense of these figures to begin with are worthwhile before you kind of start into this process. And then the last piece I'll just leave you with, kind of the last figure, is that when we're talking about just NCAA, there's about 300 Division I, 300 Division II, and 400 Division III programs approximately. So that means in the NCAA, there's about 1,000 teams, colleges that sponsor baseball. When we add in junior colleges, NAIA, we're going to be well over that 1,200 mark in terms of college baseball programs. And our goal with the college process is really to whittle down that 1,200 or so number down to a manageable number of schools that you're going to look at. And that's going to be kind of my goal as I walk you through the recruiting process. The next video that I want to share with you is really going to cover how you can start to narrow down that list without considering baseball. Again, this is Ross Trachtenberg with Figure It Out Baseball. I look forward to sharing more with you soon.